is a presentation of the iRacing Esports Network.
Good evening and welcome to the iRacing Esports Network. Welcome to Brands Hatch and the BSR MX5 Winter Series. It's the first round of the new season. We're here at the fantastic Brands Hatch in the UK. Chaz Draycott here with Tom Jacobs in the booth with me and Alex Simpson on the cameras. The dream team this evening for you all. And Tom, start of a new season for these guys, so they'll be looking to carry as much momentum as they can out of this first round.
Yeah, there will be, won't they? We've had all the excitement of the last season. Good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. I hope you will enjoy this evening with us. But yeah, going back to your question, Chaz, it's going to be a feisty one, I do have to say, especially around Brands. It can be a tricky circuit, especially the GP version. So looking forward to it.
And we've got a lot of exciting new teams and liveries out on the grid tonight. You can see the current standings for qualifying, which is going on at the moment. Just under 4 minutes to go. And top of the pile at the moment is Jason Cooper for Swift Cooper Esports. And they were very, very strong in the autumn series last time out. So they'll be looking for, hopefully, a championship this time round. In response to Matthias in the chat right now, he's asking how many races are there? There is 4 races tonight, my friend. They are 15-minute sprints. And they are bound to be exciting, as they always are. Tom, we've got a couple of new drivers on the grid tonight, possibly brought in from the Monday series that we've been seeing. It's quite a lot of guys that we've seen before, and not to mention Mr. Ashley Sutton is on the grid as well, apparently.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? So welcome to the series, Ash. I hope you have a decent evening. Hope it's like a nice British touring car race for you. But yeah, we've got some nice new names on the grid, so looking to see what they can do this evening. And obviously the old timers here as well, and they'll be looking to make an impact.
Indeed, it certainly will. And you can just see, just coming into Druids, there is one of the newer liveries that we're going to have on our screens tonight, and the Momo team from last season that we've been dominant all year from the inception of this series, which started at the end of 2018. Sorry, 2017, I'm a year ahead there. They've actually recently secured a sponsorship deal with SimLab, so they are now SimLab Racing. They've got some very striking liveries on the cars, black with very bold, bright colours on them to differentiate each driver. Currently looking at Stelian Chepelevsky as he goes down the straight, and they've got a big dip down the hill here. And in the MX5, Tom, we've said it every single broadcast we've ever done with these boys, and the slipstream's going to be pretty strong down that part of the track especially.
Yeah, it will be, but I think for the rest of the circuit, apart from the start-finish straight, it won't come into play as much as other circuits we've seen. When we saw the AM guys go to Monza and Daytona for the final round of last season, it was really strong, but coming to here, I think it's going to be more about what you can do in the corners rather than what you can do on the straights. So the guys are really going to have the wits about them, because they're not going to have that advantage as much in this round here at Brands Hatch.
And again, another thing that we've always said is that it's such a momentum car as well, and Brands is really a track that that needs that momentum as well carrying. And a lot of the corners on the back part of the circuit are quite sort of long, smooth corners, so you want to make sure that you get the apexes absolutely nailed and just keep up as much speed as you can. And we've seen before, it's quite an easy car to get a lot of understeer in, and with one of the most recent iRacing updates, I believe that you can't change. There's some part I can't exactly remember what it is, as Cooper takes a nice little spin there out of Graham Hill Bend. It's something to do with the anti-roll bars, and you can't change them as much as you used to, so you can't set up the front end to be really soft, as a lot of drivers used to, and they used to run quite a lot of toe out on the rear to get the car turned in. But yeah, these guys are dealing with quite a lot of understeer at the moment, as we've seen on the Facebook discussions, Tom. So it may level the playing field as some people struggle to get used to it.
Yeah, I think it will. It's nice to see that change coming within iRacing, as well as the gorgeous new skies and day-night transitions that we've got. So it makes the sim look a little bit better as well. But yeah, as we've seen in qualifying, a lot of guys getting it broadside and giving it one tyre fire out the corners. So yeah, it's going to be interesting for them. And if they can keep it on the track, I think they'll end up getting a good result, because I have a feeling that a few people might end up falling off this evening.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a race of survival. It's not the widest track in the world, as Brands. You can see from the not straight that it is quite wide down there. But once you get into Paddock Hill Bend, as we're just about to now, we're on board with Tyler Lugo Vickery into turn 1. Oh, well, he bypasses turn 1 into the gravel, unfortunately. He obviously not happy with the previous lap he's done. We look at some of the SimLab boys. Just in front of them there is Trees Nice, who is joining the series tonight, and I believe for the whole season. And he's joined Excite Energy Esports, which used to be Youth Energy. Now, those boys have got a fantastic livery on that car. I was speaking to Adam McNally, the team manager, about it the other day, and it's very, very striking livery. Dries Nice has been in the MX5 scene for a while, and is a very, very quick driver. I've actually managed to share a few official races with him on iRacing, and let me say, that boy doesn't hang about. So he'll be hoping to get some good results for the team, but as it stands at the moment, as I was just about to say, Jason Cooper still on pole, but Ash Sutton has just at the end of the session gone and taken that with a 1:36.7. And that gives him 4/10 over the rest of the field. He puts that on pole for CQR. As in the background there, that was, I believe, Josh Thompson getting involved with one of his teammates. And worth noting as well, top of the screen you can see right now is the two little designations that we've got. All the blue lines that you'll see down the left next to the driver's name means that they are pro. And all the green ones mean that they are AM drivers. They both compete for their own championships. There is obviously an overall championship, but as we all know, that tends to be won by the pro drivers, with the AM drivers just keeping it nice and competitive for themselves. It gives them something to fight for at the end of the day, Tom, and that's what championships like this are all about.
Yeah, it does. So it keeps the racing close as well. As we've said in previous times, sometimes it can get a bit disheartening if you're an AM driver and you can't keep up with the pro guys. So you've got your own sort of series that you can race to, and I think sometimes the midfield pack with the AM drivers can be more exciting than the pro guys, because they just seem a little bit more hungry to try and get further up the grid, whereas the pro guys sometimes know that they're going to be at the top anyway. So, but overall, we know the series produces some fantastic racing, and it's really enjoyable.
It's worth me butting in just a second as well, just to point out there's a few drivers that are unallocated as well today. Of course, this is round number 1 of the Winter Series, so if you wanted to join in, now's a good time to do it. Yeah, you'll get yourself classified as a pro or an AM by the admins, and yeah, get yourself onto the grid for week number 2. I believe it's a 20% entry fee to get into the series. So 12 weeks was the full season, so it'd be 11. Not 100% sure, Chaz. Maybe one of the guys that are teammates that have got racing, maybe they confirm if there are any drop rounds or whatever, because I would think you could still join at this point and still have a run at the championship as well.
I believe so. I believe they do have drop rounds included. I know that they have done for the whole season when they do it over the course of a year, but we'll have to get that confirmed. And Tom, if you'd like to do the honours, mate, we've got the grid on screen.
Yeah, so Ashley Sutton takes pole there in the number 29 car, followed by Jason Cooper for Swift Cooper Esports. Those guys looking strong again. Jack McIntyre in P3, and then Josh Thompson in P4. Pete Newman, P5, and Stelian Chepelevsky rounds out your row 3. Alex Cherney in 7th, with Steve Hefford in 8th. Anwar Beryl-Smith in 9th. Ryan Walker in 10th. Jamie Ayres 11th. 12th is Jack Ashton. 13th, Luke Cooper. 14th is Michael Hall. 15th, Nick McCarran. Adam McNally in 16th. 17th, Craig Williams. Dave Hampson in 18th. Lorne Murray in 19th. And Cesare Rizzo rounds out your top 20. With Benjamin Muse in 21st. Pete Van Gaal 22nd. Alan McCain 23rd. 24th is Martin Front. Roy Vickery is 25th. Ashley Beard 26th. Billy Rose 27th. 28th is Mikael Garcia. 29th is Charlie Summers, and 30th is Joe McDonald. 31st is Dries Nice. We've got a really long grid this evening. Craig Jones in 32nd. 33rd, Scott Malcolm. 34th, Rich Haynes. Michael Barry 35th. Jordan Giddings in 36th. Jordan McGlone in 37th. Jerome Ursom in 38th. Carl Hardy in 39th. 40th, David Ayres. Carl Jacquelet, 41st. 42nd is Mikey Key. 43rd is Lee Barmer. And 44th is Anthony Ainsworth. Tyler Lugo Vickery in 45th. 46th, Max Wright. And Rob Graham in 47th, with Chaz there registering in 48.
When it got to 44, then I thought it wasn't going to end, but there we go. Nicely done, Tom. As the red lights are just about to come on for the first time this season, and so for round 1 of the evening in the BSR MX5 Winter Series, we are away. Plumes of smoke everywhere as they get off the line. Slight wheel spin, obviously these cars are rear-wheel drive. Ash Sutton leads him down to turn 1. Jack McIntyre's got down the inside of Jason Cooper, and he's going to take second place as they come into Paddock Hill Bend. Nice and wide on the exit for some of them, but McIntyre really chasing Sutton down there. Giving it everything he's got. And it seems quite clean at the moment, Tom. Not heard any contact or seen anyone really drop down the timing sheets at all. It seems like everyone's done a nice job of getting it started.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? We've got a big incident actually in the background. I'm not sure who's caught up in that at the moment, but I'm sure we'll
one of the Excite cars.
Yeah, it does seem to be. But mostly everyone's through nice and cleanly. There was a bit of oversteer as we came come out of Paddock Hill. But apart from that, everyone away nicely. But Ash Sutton then leads the way in the number 29, followed by Jack McIntyre in the SimLab Racing, number 32nd car, and Josh Thompson. So what a top 3 we've got at the moment, Chaz, fighting for this race win.
Yeah, 3 really quick guys in this MX5, and I tell you what, it seems that black is the car colour to have out there at the moment with these boys. You've got Ash with the black, white and yellow CQR car. It's the black, white and purple SimLab car of Jack McIntyre, and then Josh Thompson in the black and red Ivano car as well. It was Adam McNally and Martin Front for Northern Lights that got caught up in that incident, so not a great start to Adam McNally's season here. Obviously with the new team and everything, trying to live up to the promise that they've got, but yeah, unfortunately it's not worked for him. It might have not even been his fault though, to be fair. Have a look at these guys now. Look at the slipstream as they come down the straight. Josh Thompson comes out first. He dives back behind McIntyre and Sutton. Sutton keeps it to the inside. McIntyre's going to go try around the outside. Not quite done it. He's just slipped wide. You can see the rear end trying to get away from him there. He's off in the gravel, and that means that Thompson's going to probably get it done into Druids, but McIntyre's he's definitely a fighter. He's not going to give it up, so I mean, only 1 lap down so far, Tom, and fighting's already beginning, and there's a big train forming behind now as well.
Yeah, it is. So I thought that Ash was going to run away with this a little bit more, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. And Thompson's looking very racy, isn't he? But McIntyre's not letting him get away, and that's bringing Jason Cooper and Pete Newman for CQR there, coming into play as well. And it's nice to see the CQR boys out there, Chaz. We didn't see a massive amount of them in the previous seasons. It was more of the old Momo team and Swift Cooper Esports, so it's nice to see them out there as well. Just coming over the curb, you can just see how much the rear of the car does move. And as I've said in previous seasons, we see now Jack McIntyre on board going a little bit wide. The car is easy to drive, but very hard to master, and that seems to be the issue with it. As soon as it does get out of shape, I think you've got more experience with the car than me, Chav, but it's quite a hard car to try and recover once it's starting to go around.
Oh yeah, once this thing wants to step away, you can hold it, but it depends on the speed, and if you are going to keep your foot in, then you can expect the rear to come around, obviously, with it being rear-wheel drive. But you can see McIntyre going around the final corner there. I keep forgetting, it's called Clearways, isn't it? As he comes out of Clearways there, you can just see he's not really turning right. He's just sort of got the wheel level. He just pitches it in, lets the rear come out a little bit, but he just controls the slide and just carries the pace. And a lot of people tend to say loose is fast in these cars, and he's showing that that's the case, as we see Ashton now trying to get ahead of Craig Williams and Lorne Murray. Williams and Murray side by side through Paddock Hill. They're going to be 3 wide as they come up to Druids. Lorne Murray's just got his nose in front. A little bit of contact with Williams, a bit of a rub. Ashton's on the curb on the inside. They did really well not to pitch each other around there. Pete Van Gul's involved in that as well. And the number 39 SimLab machine. Oh, Lorne Murray into the back of Williams a little bit, I think. They all run wide, and then there's one of the Auto Mechnock Hill cars getting involved as well. That's Benjamin Mears. He's your highest placed AM driver at the moment. And he's got the always fast Michael Hall in there as well. So really good scraps up and down the field, Tom. And it's good to see Bennett as well. He won the overall AM championship, I believe, for last season. So it's good to see him putting in the work already to try and defend it. Yeah,
he's got a couple of quick drivers behind him as well. Pete Van Gul is a mention that I want to put in there. So yeah, he's coming under pressure, but he really is holding his own at the moment. But some great scraps really forming out on track that we can see. The guys, the turning speed they've got just for an MX5 there. It's absolutely brilliant to see here at Brands Hatch, and this isn't a circuit that I particularly like, but yeah, it seems to be producing some great racing, kicking up dirt as they come out the corners, having a little look up the inside of each other, and it's just absolutely great to watch. The SimLab cars there really going well. Steve Hefford in the number 72. He's defending from Anwar Beryl Smith in the Excite Energy Esports car. So, and I think they're starting to get closer to the front pack now, Chaz, because they're all fighting up front at the moment, and it's bringing a nice steady train into play.
It certainly is. We've got someone off in the gravel there, someone taking a very Paris-Dakar inspired route. As we see Cooper there trying to defend from Pete Newman in the 91 machine. He's for CQR at the moment in 5th. But Ash is just trying to get a little bit of a gap on McIntyre and Thompson. They just need to work together, I think, to try and chase him down. But as you said, he thought he was going to run away with it, and I think he might have his break now. So these guys need to work together. But it's worth noting as well, with the new skies and the new environments essentially that iRacing have brought in, you can see a lot of any sort of tiny bits of sun that are coming through, glinting off the trees there. You can see it's really nice because they cast a sort of a moody shadow over the back part of the course, because it's not the brightest of conditions right now, but you can see any of the sun that is coming through is being caught by those trees, and it's just a nice little effect to have there. You can see it as they come up through the right-hander. This is Chepalevsky chasing down Ryan Walker in the Excite Energy Esports car. He's going well tonight, is Ryan, in the top 10. Stelian has lost 5 places from the start, so he must have had, you can see from the front left of the car, he's had damage there actually. You can see he's turning left into the chute curve there. That's just bonkers. He's got the car set up so loose, and as I was saying before, the new updates caused quite a bit of an issue with understeer as well. And to be fair, if you think about it, the damage might come into play here for Stelian because it's on the front left and you're putting most of the weight on it. You can see he's really struggling there, Tom. But if anyone can do it, it's Stelian. He knows his rallycross stuff. He was in the World Championship for it, of course. So I reckon he'll be all right getting around here.
Yeah, I think he will be, won't he? We've seen a lot of his Facebook posts as well. He's just basically sideways coming through Paddock Hill there. But yeah, that front left won't be affecting him, and he's going to have a little look up the inside of Ryan Walker now, and Ryan not really defending against that. And it goes against the age-old thing in motorsport that if it's not your battle to fight, and you know that the guy behind you is a lot quicker, then sometimes it's easy to let them go so you don't lose as much time instead of fighting them. But Chepalevsky will be looking to then make up some ground with that damage. We see Jamie Ayres there getting very wide, coming out of the corner there, and he's right on the back of Beryl Smith, and he's going to the left of him now as they come down the hill. And this is going to be a tricky one if they're going to go too wide into here. That's brave. That's really brave through there from Jamie Ayres. So, and they do touch there, and Beryl Smith is out by the looks of it. Jamie Ayres seems to get away with it. We don't know how much damage is on that car, and that MX5 there, that's in a right mess.
That's like something off Bamzuki, that. And if you don't know what Bamzuki is, you need to go and Google it. That was it's a shame that really didn't need to happen, if I'm honest with you. There was just, I think it was just a case you can see the sun coming out there. Actually, that looks absolutely lovely. There you go. That's the effect that iRacing's got with its new weather. You can see it was overcast before, and a bit of sunshine's come through. And as they go down the straight now, you'll see it go gloomy again. And just little effects like that are absolutely stunning. I mean, look at it now. There you go, back into overcast. And that's just the little hints of realism that we get out of it now as McIntyre down the inside of Thompson with great battle second place. But with that incident, I was just about to say, I think Anwar just washed a little bit wide there. I don't necessarily think that Jamie didn't give him much room to come out, but it was a shame, and it does often happen there. I think that wall's seen quite a lot of big hits before, but real shame for Anwar. He'll be hoping to get the car fixed up for race 2 and challenge for a win, because he's been quick all along, and he said he might not have been doing this series, Tom, but it's good to see him out there and at least fighting amongst the big boys.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to see him there. When he said that he might not do it, as you say, it's good to see everyone back, to be honest. And we've got a huge grid this evening. 46 cars, counting you as well, yeah. Chaz, on the grid. So yeah, it's brilliant to see, and it does produce some great racing. Sometimes you can get too big a grid when it comes to like GT3 stuff, but I think for MX5s it's sort of the right size, because you seem to get these packs that we can see forming now, where you've just got battles going all around the circuit, and I think that's one of the problems with Formula One nowadays, is the grid is too small. And if we go back to this battle now, we can see there Michael Hall is right in the middle, and he's in a Murray and Beard sandwich at the moment, and he's got Van Gool bearing down on him as well, as his Beard has a little look up the inside, and I think he's going to go through, and he does. So good move from him there, up into 16th place, Chaz. So we've got battles going on all around the circuit at the moment.
Yes, Charlie Summers does a very, very bold move down the inside of Van Gool there. Just says, I'll take that, son, don't you worry. But that was very, very brave, as he said. Ashley Beard, really good move down the inside of Michael Hall, and Michael's no slouch, but he's not going to take it lying down either. He's side by side again as they come down the straight, but just to show how close all the battles are down the middle, this is for 16th and 17th place between these boys, and they're fighting as if it was a win. They're really going for it, and that's what you need to do in these first few rounds, I suppose, Tom. They've got to go for it. Oh, as Ashley Beard gives it the full Tokyo drift through Paddock Hill. He doesn't quite save it, does he? Oh, doesn't come into traffic. Who's that getting out of the way? That was, well, I think that was in the, oh, it was an orange car. There's the, I can't see. Oh, it's Cesare Rizzo. There you go. I was just trying to find my bearings. Oh, as Rizzo's gone off there. There you are. That's commentator's curse 101 right there, ladies and gentlemen. You just say his name and he goes off. So, sorry, Cesare. That was unintentional from me as we look back to this battle for second place then. Thompson down the inside of McIntyre. McIntyre's got the run. He's going to go round the outside, and hopefully we're not going to see an incident repeat of what happened to Ayrton Smith. McIntyre, really great stuff. Gets it done around the outside before they even get to Westfield, Tom. That was fantastic commit.
Yeah, he's really on it at the moment, McIntyre, isn't he? He's, we know that Josh Thompson is a very quick driver. You see one of the Cooper Esports cars flashing a little bit. But brilliant driving for him at the moment here this evening. He is not letting Thompson take any inch from him, and as soon as Thompson tries to take the position, or does take the position, McIntyre seems to get it back. But the only problem for these two guys now is, Chaz, is it's letting Ash Sutton run away with it at the moment.
Yeah, your predictions come true here, mate. It's a run from, well, just run away from everyone really for Ash. He's just getting on with it, and he'll be enjoying it. He likes his rear-wheel drive stuff, hence he was driving the Lavorg in the British Touring Car Championship. And these guys, though, providing a great scrap for second place. It's good to see it hasn't dulled it down. It's just behind these guys. We've got Cherney and Newman, both making use of every single bit of ground that Brands actually has to offer, although it sounded like a bit of contact between them as well. They were way off into the gravel, through Graham Hill Bend. Bit of curb for these guys, using all of that runoff area. You can use quite a lot of it and not getting off track, but of course these guys have to think about incident points. And for anyone that doesn't know, with iRacing you do get incident points. If you put 50% of your car off the circuit, you will get what's called one incident point, and you do tend to have limits through races. For contact you can get anywhere between 0 if it's just a light tap, or even 4 if it's a big hit, and you can get even 2 just for spinning the car. So it promotes safe driving, and of course having a limit on races also promotes that from these guys, and it stops people abusing track limits too much as we go on board with Thompson now through Westfield.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Although we know some of the guys in practice to get faster times will take the off-track penalty, especially at Spa. Spa seems to be a killer track, as we found out the other night. Chaz practicing for the World GT Championship. So some guys do take it, but obviously you don't want to reach that limit. But going back to the racing then, Thompson all over the back of McIntyre, and he's going to be fighting hard for that P2 place. But McIntyre defending absolutely superbly here for the newly formed SimLab Racing team, which is the old Momo team. And we knew they'd be quick, but McIntyre really holding his own here. His teammates Jamie Ayres and Steve Hefford have just switched places actually, 7th and 8th consecutively. And then Stalin Chekolevsky's with them as well. So McIntyre really leading the way at the moment for SimLab Racing. As we go on board with Josh Thompson, and that's a great camera shot that is. You can see the driver's head working and see the steering wheel working as well. But Thompson is now coming under pressure from Jason Cooper, and we haven't really mentioned Jason Cooper much, Chaz, but he really is piling on the pressure and could be on for a P2 here. Yeah,
if he gets the better of these two boys, but it's easier said than done when it's Josh Thompson and Jack McIntyre. But you can just see Ash there off in the distance. Behind him, though, it's an interesting battle between Cherney and Newman. These guys have been scrapping all race long. Just no one's managing to get anything done here. These guys are just pushing and pushing. Pete Newman's always been quick, and Alex Cherney, I believe, was the summer champion. It was either him or his brother Tobias. I can never remember which, because I always get them confused. But Pete piling on the pressure. We've got 45 seconds left, so I believe, based on the fact that the laps are 1.5 minutes, or just over that, we'll be looking at one more lap after this one then. So Ash Sutton coming into Stirling's then. Round he goes. A little bit of curb on the exit, a little bit of grass. Don't annoy the groundsman, and off you go down to Clearways. Love the approach to Clearways as well. When you watch there in real life at Brands Hatch, it's fantastic to see the cars just committing over that crest. Ash Sutton down the not straight. And it is going to be one more lap to go then. This is going to become the final lap of the race for him. McIntyre, Cooper, Thompson, Cherney and Newman all still battling behind. The SimLab guys, though, they haven't had it all their own way so far, Tom. They've, I mean, I know it's only one race into the season, but you would have thought that they'd be as dominant as they were before, but these guys are definitely up there to stick with them.
Yeah, I think a lot of pre-season practice has gone on for these guys, so because they know how quick the SimLab racing guys are from when they were Momo last season, and they are the ones to take the fight too. But I think the main guys that are going to stop them is Swift Cooper Esports and CQR, if they can get up there. But I've got to say as well, Chad, Excite Energy, they could be up for a few wins this season as well. And in the AM Championship, Automec Knock Hill look to be the guys to beat at the moment. So I think it's going to be a great season. The guys put in so much effort into this series, as we said at the end of last season, and they put in so much effort, and it really goes to show. And that's why here it produces some fantastic racing for you.
It is very close. One thing to note though is Josh Thompson has chopped off the back of these boys. Actually, he was in the middle of it before. Not quite sure what happened to Josh, but unfortunately he's way out of the battle now. So that's going to give Cooper, I'd say, a podium, but he's got 2 corners yet to ruin that. Someone who's only got 1 corner to ruin it is Ash Sutton. You can see just going under the bridge in the distance into Clearways for the final time. And as I'm sure he's done many times, he comes out of Clearways celebrating, probably with his arm in the air, but you can't see that in the sim. Ash Sutton takes your race 1 victory of this evening. Very commanding drive, just as you said, Tom. Drove away from it. McIntyre's going to take 2nd. Jason Cooper, brilliant 3rd place. He'll be happy with that in his first round of the season. Josh Thompson ends up 4th. Alex Cherney does beat Pete Newman to the line. Then we've got this great battle here. We've got Hefford, Ayres, Chepolewski, Williams, Walker, Ashton is just about to come over the line as well. And it's going to be a fight to the line here. Who's that? That's Pete Van Gool in the SimLab car, and he's got Ben Mears with him. He just gets there before him. But Ben Mears is your highest placed AM driver. His teammate Roy Ververke is going to be 2nd, and Jordan Giddings for Beast Racing gains 17 places in that one. Fantastic stuff from Jordan. 19th overall. And I think he was the biggest mover in the field there, Tom. So really good outing. Of course, we've joined the team with him as well recently, and I'm sure that anyone watching from the team will be very happy with that. What a debut for Jordan.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Nice time out for us there. So 3rd in the AM Championship, in the AM race, which puts him 3rd in the AM Championship because it's only obviously race 1. So nice race there from Jordan. Also Benjamin Meuse, congratulations on his AM win as well.
The battles at the front that you get in this, you wouldn't think they were battling for a lead with how, but when you're in a pack like this,
I'm really looking forward to this season. He says, and you could be on the grid with these guys. Steve Heffern in 7th with 16th. Behind him, Lorne Murray in 50th. Behind him, Jordan Giddings in 19th. A good drive from Hicks. David Ayres in 27th. 2 Result Clothing guys. Lee Barmer in 28th with Dries Nice in 29th. Ashley Beard rounds out your top 30, and behind him was Cesare Rizzo. Max Wright in Carl Jacquelet 37th, Mikey Key in 38th, Rob Graham 39th with Adam McNally behind him in 40th. Billy Rose finished 41st with Anthony Ainsworth behind him in 42nd. And then your non-finishers, Anuel Beryl Smith, Martin Front, Carl Hardy, Jordan McGlone, Craig Jones, and yourself, Chaz.
Yeah, not a great result on my part, that one, to be fair, but oh well. You start last, you finish last. You can't get worse. But yeah, that was really good fun to watch that, and hopefully the rest of the season follows suit with that, because it was just nice and clean. There was no massive accidents. We saw a bit of a bump at the beginning, but only 2 cars really lost out, and that was Adam McNally and Martin Front. Martin eventually finished 44th. Just looking for McNally in the order. I think he made his way up quite well, actually. He made it up to 40th as well, so not the best result from them, but I believe with Mr. Simpson, we should shortly have the reverse grid wheel for race 2.
Indeed we have. And yeah, just for those newcomers to the series, just to explain what this is. So we have a wheel to determine the pole positions. It's races 2, 3, and 4 of the night. So we'll spin the wheel so that the drivers can't actually try and purposefully finish in a position that will give them that pole position. And yeah, then the admins will just quickly nip off, set up the next session. We'll go for a short break for about 10 minutes and we'll come back for that. So yeah, I just give it a quick spin and we'll get the grid sorted out. Who's it going to be? Cue the music. We missed a full -4. It's going to be a pretty sizable one, 35th.
Okay, so that would mean, well, we've always said this guy's got bad luck, but tonight that's changed. Tyler Lugo Vickery will take pole position, and Luke Cooper will join him on the front row. Luke's been very, very quick. I was told the other day as well, he is a Castle Combe champion. I can't remember what vehicle it was in. I think it was a Formula Ford, but I'm really sorry if I've got that wrong. Jeroen Ursum is 3rd, Max Wright 4th, and Cesare Rizzo will start from 5th. So Tyler's got it all to do in this one, Tom. It should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it will be. Tyler's got it all to do, but so are the other guys that are behind him. So I hope you join us back after the break in about 10 minutes' time when we go for race 2 here at Brands Hatch.
Welcome back to Brands Hatch and the iRacing Esports Network, and we're here for race 2 of the evening in the BSR MX5 Winter Series. My name is Chaz Draycott, alongside Tom Jacobs in the booth tonight with Alex Simpson on the cameras. Don't forget as well, we are on the iRacing Esports Network instead of our very own Apex Racing TV for the evening. Don't forget to give their YouTube page a subscribe. Hit the little bell icon as well and you will be informed of future videos. And don't forget to give this one a thumbs up as well. Tom, we saw a fantastic race in the first one, lots of action, and it was very, very clean. Reverse grids, they don't always tend to provide that. What do you reckon this is going to turn out like?
I reckon the guys are really going to need to watch themselves, especially the guys at the front. There's a lot of fast guys there right in the midfield. So, yeah, I think this could provide some really interesting racing for race.
The guys are currently lining up on the grid. You can see it's a bit sunnier than it was in the other race. We saw a nice example of the sun washing down the straight earlier when the clouds cast the shadows, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So hats off to iRacing. To very quickly fly through the grid then. Tyler Lugo Vickery is on pole, Luke Cooper second, Jeroen Ursum third, Max Wright is fourth with Cesario Rizzo and Ashley Beard on the third row. Dries Nice is seventh with Lee Barmer in eighth, David Ayres ninth, Michael Barry rounds out your top 10. And he's followed by Joe McDonald and Richard Haynes on the sixth row of the grid. Then you've got Alan McCain, Mikael Garcia, Dave Hampson, Michael Hall, Jordan Giddings, Rover Verke, Benjamin Mears and Pete Van Gool as your top 20. Oh, bit of a flash from the race leader, and there we go, they're away. You can see a lot of the cars there, Tom. They wash down the banking quite easily, and with a rear-wheel drive car, you've got to manage that off the line, but Tyler's made a good start this time round.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? So everyone seems to be through turn one quickly, and what you were saying there, Chaz, about the wheel spin off the line, we saw that in Daytona, of cars just disappearing up pretty much into the wall at the start. You see Luke Cooper does then take the lead away from Tyler Lugo Vickery, and Jeroen Ursum is behind him, but he's coming under pressure from Cesar Rizzo, and it looks like Rizzo's got it done, but we've got a car around. Tyler's gone. Tyler Lugo Vickery is round, so unfortunate for him. He'll be absolutely kicking himself in that car after getting a really clean start. So unfortunate for him there, Chaz, but now we've got Luke Cooper, who's going to be coming under pressure from Cesar Rizzo, and Dries Nice as well in P3 at the moment. Yeah,
Dries has made a great start. I believe he started 6th on the grid, or even 7th actually. And he's made up 4 places already. Rizzo, who we're on board with now, has made up 3. Luke Cooper's no slouch, though. He's a very, very quick driver. But Dries Nice, as I said at the top of the broadcast, he's going to be one to watch this season. I believe it's his first time in the championship as Rizzo. A little bit wide there out of Westfield. Dipping down the hill now into Sheen Curve. A little bit of a battle going on behind him between Max Wright and Jeroen Ursum. Max Wright down the inside. Oh, there's contact. There's a car around. That was the number 29 machine, and that is, I believe, Lee Barmer is flying down the timing screen on our left as all the field scrambles through. There was another car went off with him as well. I'm just having a quick look at who that was. I think it might have been David Ayres. Mikey Key is down the order as well. So 2 Result Clothing cars out in that one incident, Tom. And not the start that they're going to want to their championship, losing 2 guys this early on.
No, it's not, is it? The most thing that you never want in motorsport is 2 teammates taking each other out, as Limit Squad so famously did when we were driving for them. Chaz, first race in World GT, and I ended up taking out Josh Rayfield, so sorry again, Josh, for that one. But yeah, that's not what you want to see, but that's racing at the end of the day, and it will happen. We see it in real life, and we'll see it in sim racing as well. But look at the guys that are coming down the hill there. It's so tight racing here, and you're really going to have to keep your wits about you, Chaz. But the guys are going really strong, and it is nice, clean racing at the moment.
Well, I don't know about that. 3 wide behind these guys here going into Surtees. There's 2 cars off in the background as well. Ashley Beard is apparently off the road and dropping down the order. I think he's just got a slow run out of Graham Hill, although he is flying. There he is on the left in the Excite Energy car. Real shame for Ashley Beard. He's another driver that we've recently come across in the iRacing community, and he's been rapid, but quite sure what's happened to him there. But yeah, very big gaggle here. Oh, 2 cars make contact there. I believe that was Hampson. He's just gone into the wall and reversing into the track. Who was that? Someone reversed into the track there, I think. I thought they didn't hold the brake. That was really poor. They got clipped by someone else, just an innocent party. Might have to take a look back at that, how it all started. But we see Charlie Summers now all over the back of Jordan Giddings for 10th and 11th. Around the outside of Jordan there. Jordan in the 23 Beast machine. Another car off in the background as well. People going flying all over the place here. I believe it was Craig Williams that was off. Giddings can't do anything to defend against the likes of Summers and Jack Ashton. As we look further forward, then Jeroen Ursum now chasing down Max Wright. And Mick Barry behind them, Tom, is the highest placed AM driver at the moment, and by quite a distance as well, because Jordan Giddings is second in 12th, essentially.
Yeah, so Mick Barry's having a brilliant race at the moment. He's got Michael Hall behind him, and they're all fighting for P4, with the top three pulling away a little bit. So this is, I reckon this is going to shape up to be quite a nice little battle here for P4, as the guys, see how wide they can take that corner. I do think that Mick Barry there will be getting a little cheeky off-track warning, as we see Michael Hall has a little look up the inside of Mick Barry there, but doesn't seem to make it stick in that CQR car. And on board with him now then, and here we see the slipstream starting to come into play, looking all over the back of Mick Barry. Seems he maybe let off a little bit there. He doesn't want to go too wide into this corner, and I think that's a wise move. He's a wise old owl, is Michael Hall, and he knows where he needs to position the car, Chaz, as we've seen in many series before. He doesn't not want to try and compromise his race if he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he is a wise racer, is Michael. He's always been quick. He was consistently winning races in the Club Series and when it was the BSR Club Series as well. And he's trying his hand at the MX5 now, and it's, like you said before, easy car to drive, not what hard one to master is. Oh, Barry has mastered getting it out of shape there through Sterling's. He's managed to keep it on the road though, so he's done a fine job of not letting that go in the wall, because as we said earlier as well, it's quite an easy car to lose the rear end of. Once it starts going, it's quite difficult to recover, because you can just jab the brakes to get it stopped and it'll go. But Ash Sutton, as you may have just seen on the left there, has flown down the timing screen. And he's got a very damaged CQR MX5 there, and he doesn't get it in the pits, but he's going to get going again. Here we go, comes out Sterling's bend. He's side by side with Alan McCain in the 17 car. And oh, there's a car off the track on the outside. Oh, Alan just drives into the rear corner of him there, I think. Into the wall. Gets it going again though. No hesitation from Ash to get the car back on track. As we see Rizzo now battling for the lead. He's got Dries Nice behind him as well, and Luke Cooper still leading the way, but he's not going to have it easy with these guys fighting with him, is he?
No, he's not. That's the end of the day. That's MX5 racing for you as well. If you've got someone at the back of you, it's going to be a nice tight battle. So we see Rizzo looks over to the left on Luke Cooper now, tries to go round the inside where Jamie Ayres, I think it was Jamie Ayres on the last race, had that incident. Was it Jamie Ayres? I'm not sure now actually. But yeah, it's not really the sort of place you want to be going too wide here for the guys. And this is bringing Dries Nice into it nicely, Chaz. And he looks to be having a look up the inside as well. But he's also going to be biding his time, because as we know, this could all end in tears here. So Luke Cooper leads from Cesare Rizzo. Third is Dries Nice, and they're all fighting for P1. Max right behind them. Chaz, he's doing well in that Automech not kill car at the moment. And your own Ursum rounds out your top 5. I just want to give a little shout out to Josh Thompson. He's made up 22 places so far from where he started. So and he's now running in P10. So good driving from him there, Chaz.
Yeah, he's done a smashing job so far. Jack McIntyre's also gained 21 places, so he's having a good run. A couple of guys I've noticed might have different numbers in this race to the last one. Not quite sure how, because it was actually me that set the numbers a while ago, but we'll see. Rizzo then, he's car 37 at the moment, which I believe is normally Jack McIntyre. See the little social media plug at the bottom there. Alex just reminding us. Oh, it's Rizzo, he's done it again. 2 races in a row, I've said his name, and he's gone off after Druids, Tom. I think I should probably, if I just see him come in, I should just leave it. Just bad luck for him, it seems. Oh, that's Williams. That can only be Craig Williams in that livery. He's involved in a little knock with, I believe it was Ash Sutton or one of the CQR boys. I think it might. Oh, Rich Haynes has just gone down the order as well. I think there was more contact after that. We might have to take a quick look back.
Pete Newman in the CQR car there, that lost out. I see him falling down my timing screen. But this has been an argy-bargy race, hasn't it, Chaz? We've had a few incidents. We didn't have this in race 1, so the guys have really turned up the whip this time. As we see Ashton now going up the inside. I believe it was Mick Barry there. So yeah, it's really tooth and nail fighting here, Chaz, and the guys seem really hungry to make up as many places as they can. Josh Thompson now up into 7th position, up 25 places, and he seems to be on his way, Chaz. He's catching the guys at the front at quite a remarkable rate at the moment, starting to pull away from Ashton and Michael Barry, but he's got Stelian Chepelevsky behind him in P10, and we know how quick Stelian can be as well. So yeah, I think this is all going to go down to the wire at the end, and we're only halfway through this exciting race 2.
Yeah, it's great stuff, and we always see this from the reverse grids. the no offense to the other guys, but some of the quick guys. Oh, that was one of the Automech cars getting clipped there. I think there was another car involved in that. It wasn't Rizzo. There was, I think it was one of the SimLab cars. It might have even been Steve Hefford. Nope. Is it? No, that's Pete Newman. I apologise. They both got yellow wheels, so I can probably be forgiven for that. But Pete Newman, 20th at the moment, and you'd expect Pete to be gaining a couple more places before the end of this one. But you can see now then, Luke Cooper has been left with Dries Nice to deal with. Lap 6 out of 10, so just over halfway. But as I was saying at the top of the broadcast, Dries is a really quick driver, and Luke Cooper's going to know that. But Luke Cooper, a very successful driver in real life as well, so probably not phased by it, but we'll have to see, because now it's two of the very strong rising teams from last season. Obviously the Excite Energy Esports car was a Youth Energy car previously, and Swift Cooper Esports really made their mark on the championship last season round, so going to be good out to see how these boys progress over the course of the championship time. Let's see these guys fight as sort of flagship drivers, as you could say, as they go into these last few laps.
Yeah, I hope we get this. I hope we get this all season, and I think we will. We know how quick these two teams are. We also know how quick the SimLab Racing can be, but they're not as high up as the grid as they wanted to be, but that might be a result of the reverse grid. Jack McIntyre is their highest placed driver at the moment. He's down in P9. He has made up 25 places in this race at the moment, so that's going to be heating up down there. They're going to be chasing down, I think, if they get into the top 5, that'll be a good result for them. But at the moment, Luke Cooper defending well from Dries Nice. They've pulled out a considerable gap over Max Wright in the Automech Knock Hill car. As we just see, we've got a car off to the right there. I'm not sure who that is. But we've got Dries Nice and Luke Cooper leading the way then. And then Max Wright, Charlie Summers and Michael Hall are your top 5. So I think, Chaz, and you'll probably have the same opinion as me, this is really going to come down to the wire, this one. And Dries Nice is going to be biding his time to make that move for the win.
Yeah, he's going to be just thinking tactically, and it's another one where we think about slipstream. It's not been a massive factor down here, but obviously as you go down the drop here, it may come into effect, but that's really the only place it matters. You can see again that beautiful cloud just disappearing, sun comes out. It's just a beautiful little thing to bring in. I'm in awe of it. I know that the first night that iRacing did the update, me and Alex were driving around Imola, and we saw that quite a lot, and we were just gobsmacked. We couldn't get our jaws off the floor for about half an hour, but yeah, really good camera angle there as well. Dries Nice absolutely going for it, chasing down Luke Cooper, but you can see how well these guys are matched on pace. Through certain corners, Luke just gains a little bit of time on him, and through others, Dries just sort of reels him back in. So they're very well matched, these guys, and I'm excited to see whether Dries will go for it towards the end of the race, but I think Luke might have it in the bag if he just keeps controlling it as he is, mate.
Yeah, I think he will. We know how good that Luke is at defending. We saw that last season. But we also know how quick Dries Nice is, as he goes quite wide, coming on to, what's it called? Not quite straight. So, yeah, he put it a little bit wide there, one wheel on the grass, as we just see now. Michael Hall going up the inside. Sorry, that was Charlie Summers going up the inside, fighting with the CQI boys and Michael Hall here. So we've got, we've got Michael Hall fighting hard. He's up into P4, and he's had quite a nice drive there, Chaz. He's up 12 places. He's got Charlie Summers in front of him in the Swift Cooper Esports car, and then he's got Josh Thompson behind him as well, with Max Wright in P5. So Josh has made his way through the field, as I've said before, but he's currently in a scrap. He's got Jack McIntyre coming up hot on his heels, and he's fighting his way through all the places, and it's been quite nice to see them on the timing screens moving their way up through the grid. They've been making up quite a few places between them, as we see Jack McIntyre now looking up the inside of Jack Ashton, and he gets the move done quite nicely, but Jack Ashton fights back. The MX5 steps out just a little bit, and they're still side by side now, but it looks like Jack McIntyre's got that move done, Chaz, and yeah, some brilliant overtaking moves out there today.
Yeah, these guys are really putting in the very best of their abilities here. Martin front there, you can see down the inside of Alan McCain. They've got some other drivers of company as well. That's Nick McCarran in the SimLab car. Behind him is Adam McNally, making his way back up through the field after his incident in race 1. He's into the top 20 now in 18th place. He is, of course, the Excite Energy Esports team manager. He's been doing a fantastic job with sorting that livery out himself, and obviously doing all the sponsorship deal with the team. Very exciting opportunity for them. Not to use the pun, I'm sure that's going to come out a lot over the course of this season. But Nick McHerron now has made the move and he's running away with it with Martin front. We look back at McIntyre, 2 wheels over the curb there. Jack Ashton really giving it everything down Paddock Hill Bend. There's a car off on the inside. I believe that to be a CQR car. And it's Pete Newman. Pete Newman's pulled it over. He's 31st at the moment, so he's not had the greatest of races in race 2. McIntyre really on the pace now. He's going to be chasing down well, it's not his teammate, I apologise. Very similar looking cars when they're black with different coloured logos on. It's Josh Thompson. Oh, behind Charlie Summers. Sorry, it's Luke Cooper. I'm getting them all confused now. I normally know the colours off by heart. Nearly contact with Jack Ashton very closely side by side as he come down the dip. This could be anyone's, Tom. What are you calling on this one?
I'm not sure, Jake. We know how quick Jason Cooper can be, but we also know how quick Ashton can be as well. So this is really going to be a fight to watch. And I said this at the start about the midfield pack can produce some of the most exciting racing. And I just wish that other series in real life would focus more on the mid sometimes rather than just the front running drivers. But yeah, Cooper defending really hard now. And just the speed that they can take through there. The car gets so unsettled as they take the curb. You can just see the tyres bouncing around. And the whole car bouncing around, sorry, and it's amazing how much grip these little MX-5s have got, and it really shows testament, Chaz, to the time and effort that these guys put into the setups for these cars.
Yeah, they've got to work with it a lot. There's, I mean, even though there isn't a massive amount you can change on this car, it can really change how it behaves quite a lot. So it's good to see what we can, what these guys can do with it anyway to make it perform. Really jumping the curves there at Paddock Hill. They're all doing a bit of a scenic route through the gravel. Not that it needed any more grooves putting in it. You can see the battle for the lead though. Charlie Summers is closing in on these guys, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for Dries Nies here, Tom. Although I say that, and that was almost a sort of premature commentator's curse. Still chasing down Luke Cooper, but you can see he's just trying to keep the momentum going. He's been really careful with his steering inputs, get it off the grass as soon as he can. It's just difficult for him to manage it all. Once again, you see the sun going in, the clouds are out now. That will change the track temperature as well. That's one of the very interesting things that iRacing have done with this. It doesn't just change it visually, it will affect track temperature. So you could go into a corner and it'd be cooler than it was before, and even by just a few degrees. That can change how it behaves quite a lot, Tom. So Dries has got to start thinking about stuff like that now as well as he chases down Luke Cooper for these final few corners.
Yeah, he has. So he's only got about half a lap to do it, and that's what I like about this iRacing update, is the fact that the car might work on a setup on one half of the circuit, but when the cloud comes in for the rest, it might be a totally different story. But we see Dries Nies got a fantastic run out of that corner there, as we see. I think that's Josh Thompson off in the background. But here we go then, coming towards the end of this race. Dries Nies right up the backside of Luke Cooper now. I think he's just going to be a bit too far away. He's tucked right into the slipstream. But it is Luke Cooper who is your race 2 winner this evening. And we see Max right there taking P6. Josh Thompson just getting P5 from him. So another sterling battle from those guys. We see Mr. Wright going into the wall at the end of the lap. This is the fight for P13. And Giddings brings it home in P13 for Beast Racing there. And we've got Sutton here. Takes P20. He did quite a nice recovery drive there, Chaz, actually, after his incident at the end. And then we've got McDonald and Jones fighting for P26. It looks like McDonald is going to get it there. Jones just a little bit too far back. So, Chaz, your thoughts on this race? Personally, I thought it was action-packed, and it was like a British touring car race, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really, really action-packed stuff there. A lot of fun to watch, but we've got another reverse grid coming up, don't forget, so we'll have to see how that one turns out. It should be just as exciting as the first two.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it's only going to get better, and it's really nice to see with this new build that iRacing has brought out for the end of 2018 and the start of 2019, how the cars just look a little bit harder to handle with the change in track conditions. So a little bit more of a challenge for them, but I think it brings a lot closer racing here. Luke Cooper then, your race winner with Dries Nies in P2. Charlie Summers takes in P3. A lovely battle between those three for those podium places. Michael Hall finishes in P4 with Josh Thompson in P5. Max Wright finishes P6 for Auto Mech Knock Hill, and Jack McIntyre in P7 with Jason Cooper in P8. Jack Ashton in P9, and then Selen Chepelevsky, a nice drive from him, finishes P10. Your own Ursim in P11, and Michael Barry is your AM driver winner. Where behind him was Jordan Giddings, and not a lot in it between those guys, about a tenth of a second. So nice driving from those. And then just behind, 3/10 behind, is Benjamin Mears in 14th. Martin Front in 15th, with Nick McCarron in 16th, Adam McNally in 17th, and Alan McCain in 18th. Looking further down the grid then, in P19, Roy Ververecki is 19th. 20th, nice recovery drive from Ashley Sutton. Rob Graham in 21st, Billy Rose in 22nd, Scott Malcolm in 23rd, Cesare Rizzo with Chaz's famous commentators, Curse in 24th, Carl Jacquelet in 25th, Joe McDonald in 26th, Craig Jones 27th, and then Mikael Garcia in 28th with Anthony Ainsworth in 29th. Looking down the grid, these look to be your retirees then. It was Steve Hefford, Pete Newman, Pete Van Gull, Anwar Beryl Smith, David Ayres, Craig Williams, Rich Haynes, Jordan McGlone, Ryan Walker, Dave Hampson, Ashley Beard, Lorne Murray, Jamie Ayres, Alex Cherney, Carl Hardy, Tyler Lugo Vickery, who fell off at the start after getting that pole position, but he'll be looking to come back in the next race, Lee Barmer, and then rounding it out is Mikey Key for Result Clothing. I believe we might have lost Chaz there.
Yeah, it does sound like he's disappeared, or he's frantically talking, but nobody's there. No one's listening to him. We haven't muted him, I promise. So, but anyway, I'll jump in right now because it's time for the reverse grid wheel. We'll see who's going to get pole position for race number 3 of the night. So don't run off anywhere. We've got 2 more races tonight, about 10-minute break in between them. And yeah, let me give it a spin and see who's going to be sat on the pole position. Bit smaller, but still a reasonable reverse. 20th.
20th. So that put. Let me just have a look down my timing screen. That puts Ashley Sutton on pole there for race 3, with Rob Graham behind him in the Auto Mech Knock Hill car. So that's going to be an interesting start. Ash looks to be he could get 2 out of 4 here tonight, and maybe he could make it also 3 out of 4. So from me and Alex, and also Chaz, who I'm sure will be returning for race 3 in about 10 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere on the iRacing Esports Network.
Welcome back to race 3 of the evening in the BSR MX5 Winter Series. We are here at Brands Hatch on the iRacing Esports Network. My name is Chaz Draycott alongside Tom Jacobs in the booth tonight with Alex Simpson on the cameras. We've seen two really frantic races so far. The second one a little bit dirtier than the first, but it's still been very good racing for the win essentially. Really good battles up front, haven't they been, Tom? All night it's been really good.
Yeah, it's been really exciting racing. I hope you guys are enjoying it at home as much as we are on the iRacing Esports Network. It's been lots of fun in the commentary booth with Chaz and Alex. So, and I hope we get an exciting race 3. But we've got Mr. Sutton is on pole at the moment. So I'm sure Chaz he's gonna be going for that elusive second race win.
Yeah, he certainly will. It's not often that you see anyone get more than one win a night in this series because reverse grids make it so fierce then as the red lights are about to come on for the third race of the day. It's a little bit more overcast this time, so hopefully these guys can light up the track and off they go. They're away. You can see the wheel spin from Ash there as the car tries to drop down the banking. But he's side by side then. Roy Ververke is in the middle of Alan McCain and Adam McNally in the Excite Energy Esports car. Ash has just got a great lead straight away. As you can see the rest of them filtering in behind then. All the bright, lovely liveries that we get in this championship as McNally really closing into the back of Roy Ververke there. Roy, the highest placed AMP driver at the moment. His teammate Benjamin Mears is a little bit further down. He's getting feisty for these first few spots. Oh, and that's around. That's Martin Front in the Northern Lights car. The number 11 machine is around and he's flying down the timing screen. You can see Jason Cooper there in the 35 car down the inside of Mick Barry. Onto the back straight for the first time. Tom, doesn't seem like too much drama kicking off this time round.
No, the guys seem to be very conserved, don't they, through the first lap this time round. We haven't seen as many incidents, but look at the lead that Ash Sutton's got already. We saw him coming out of turn 1 of Paddock Hill, and he was 0.8 of a second up on everyone else as it was then. So he's extended that by pretty much another 1.2 seconds. And he's pretty much got about a 2-second lead now over the guys, over Roy Ververke and Adam McNally behind him. And Nick McCarran MP4 with Alan McCain behind him and that rounds out your top 5. So here a little bit of argy-bargy behind them. Jordan Giddings there going well. He's up to P9. Sorry, he's down to P9. He started in P8. But some nice trains forming here, Chaz, and some nice little battles out on track as we see the guys going too wide. As they come onto the start-finish straight again there, and I think they're about to put it 3 wide as well. So I think we're in for an exciting one for race 3.
Yeah, big battles going on all the way down here. You can see him nearly 3 wide down the straight. Dries Nies getting the overlap. You can hear contact and sliding around, and you can hear all the tyres screaming on these MX5s. There has been reports of people saying this car's more understeery than it before. I gave it a little run out, and it's not too bad to be fair. I don't know what all the fuss is about, but these guys drive it a lot more than I do. And they drive it a lot harder than I do. I've not got the talent half of these blokes have got. But Adam McNally up to second, he'll be happy with that. He's gradually made his way up the order, which is, in the background, I think that's Mears. It's Ben Mears is off for Automac. McIntyre's involved, he's going down the order as well. Not sure what happened between those guys, but that's a real shame. 2 really big names there to lose down the order. But yeah, it's great to see Adam making his way up. He had a torrid first race, got taken out in an incident. And well, he finished sort of mid-pack in the second one. The reverse grid helped him out. And yeah, he's up there now. I'm sorry, boys, my screen has just gone completely black for a second. I've just lost everything. 1 second. Oh, there we go. I apologise for that. Just
you're right now? Are you happy?
Yeah. Well, apparently War Thunder wanted to update itself, and that was apparently more important than this, which I disagree with. As we see the number 28 car there, that is Billy Rose, just losing a few places there. I think he just ran wide out of Westfield, but look at this train. There's just cars everywhere, 2 wide, and even just single file. There's someone off. I can hear Chepolevsky's going down the order. There's an Automac car on the outside as well. That's Chepolevsky on the in the foreground there, kicking up some dust. Really not happened. I'm not sure what happened to him there. He might have been contact because we often know Stellian doesn't take himself off, Tom, but I think his rallycross routes might have got the better of him there, and he's put it on the dirt. Yeah,
it's probably what he's done. He's probably got attracted to the gravel trap because that's what the sort of material he'd normally be running on. But as we come into Paddock Hill now, the car stopped on the outside, on the exit of the pit lane there. The car's just getting on 2 wheels coming through Paddock Hill. We come up to the next corner under the bridge now, and there's a lot of jostling for position out there, but everyone seems to be getting through all right. There's a few little bits of paint scraping off and stickers flying and things. But one of the cars losing a bit of connection at the back. But Adam McNally in P2, and he is looking to pull away from the number 3 of Roy Vervecke and Nick McCarron in P4. But Ashley Sutton now way out in front, and I think unless something happens to him, Chaz, I think he might have this one in the bag already. But P2 is the one, the exciting one at the moment. McNally, we know how well he can defend. But Mr. Roy Vervecke in P3 in the number 3 car, he's your highest placed AM driver at the moment, and he's on course for a podium here, Chaz, if he keeps going the way he is. So great driving for him there.
Oh yeah, he'll be good at that. Roy's been around for quite a while in a lot of the BSR leagues. He was out for a while. I didn't see him racing in too much, but then he got back straight on it, and yeah, he's still putting in the results, and he's not a slouch, I tell you that. He surprised a lot of us in the BSR Kia Club Series a few years ago, when even though he was classed as an AM driver, he was just suddenly fighting for the title, and fighting for 10th and 11th is Dries Nice and Jack Ashton. Sorry, it's Nice just in front of them. That's Ashton and Giddings. I should be able to recognise our own team delivery by now. That's really appalling. There's 3 wide into Druids. Down the inside, that's the 112 car Michael Hall, and that is Charlie Summers. On the exit, gives him just enough room. They're still side by side as they go down to Graham Hill Bend. Summers gets it done on the brakes, but Michael Hall's going to want the undercut there. It's going to be like that very famous video of Hopkins and Tommy Hill fighting for the British Superbike Championship in 2009. And once again, if you're not seeing that, go and have a look at it. Not now though. You've got to stick with us and stick with this battle, and it's just battles raging all over the place. Tom, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It is like British Superbikes going around here at the moment, just with 2 extra wheels, and I've got to be said, a lot more stability. But as we see now, Alan McCain, he's fighting off Jack Ashton here, but he's bringing Jordan Giddings into play. We're on board with Jack Ashton now, and he's on the back of Craig Williams at the back, and they do make contact, and that's unfortunate for Jack Ashton there. I'm not sure what happened. I think was that Craig Williams who was down, who went into him there, Chaz. I think you might. Did you get a better angle than I did?
Well, we have a look now then. Alan McCain, I think, was the car in front. Yeah, Alan just gets it out of shape. Well, nothing he could do there. He just tried to save it and it snapped away. There's a big hit from McIntyre there. McCain holds on the brakes though and makes sure the car doesn't bounce back on the track. But real shame for those guys. It is very easy to lose the back of this car, as we've seen, especially around fast corners like Westfield there. But Alan McCain, unfortunately, not keeping hold of it, as we see now. This battle near the front. This is Jason Cooper in 4th place, chasing down Roy Vervecke, and he's got Nick McCarron and Josh Thompson behind him. Thompson's just naturally found his way to just sort of boil back up to the top, hasn't he, Tom? He's just always got that in him to just gain places and get through the field. He's just been proving himself time and time again.
Yeah, he's like pasta in a boiling pan, isn't he? He always tends to come to the top. He can start down low. As soon as the heat turns up, he's back up there again. So good on you, Josh.
Just don't hope he goes soft and floppy and then he sticks to the wall.
Well, yeah, that's well, we did see that last season a few times, didn't we?
He just chucked it down the inside of McCarron, actually. Brilliant move, really committed, and he just gets it done on the brakes before he can even blink. So, yeah, there we go. He didn't stick to that. He just went for it.
Yeah, he did. So we know what Josh is like for overtaking moves in P5. I don't think he's going to catch Ash Sutton here, Chaz. He's probably he's way too far back for that. But McNally could be one that he could take. But I know McNally and Cooper are very good at defending here. But Vervecke is really going really well. He's in P4 in the AM car. He's got the likes of Josh Thompson, Nick McCarron and Charlie Summers behind him, and he's defending well, but Josh Thompson's going to take that place from him. But a great drive from Roy there, and he should be really proud of himself towards the end for what he's done. He just has a little look up the outside there of Josh Thompson, but Thompson is having none of it, and he moves up into 4th place, and now he's going to be on the back of Adam McNally and Jason Cooper.
Yeah, Adam McNally's having a good run as well. He'll be happy with that. Still near the front of the field, especially for the new team as well. He's just sort of made the most of the format of the evening, I think. As well as Steve Hefford off the track in the background of the Simlab car, no bonnet on that. It's Jordan Giddings now. Oh, Rizzo again. This is the third race in a row in this part of the track we've seen Rizzo, and he's gone around as soon as we've gone to him. Real shame for Cesare there. He's having a bit of a nightmare tonight, but I think subconsciously we'll be happy he didn't take Jordan Giddings with him. It's all a bit of a battle in the background there. Not quite sure who that was. I think it was Jordan McGlone in his very distinct yellow and white machine. It was. He's with Mick Barry down the inside behind them. That's Martin Front trying to get back through the field and back to the front. It's not going to quite happen for him, but he regained from his spin earlier. And yeah, these boys, even though this is like 25th, 26th bit of grass track in there from Lorne Murray, these are having a right good old scrap. But there's so many liveries that look similar here, Tom. There's a lot of white, pink and red, and then you've got the yellow and black cars, and then you've got the white and purple as well. It's going to get all confusing for these guys. They're not going to know who they're fighting.
It's getting confusing for us as well, to be honest. A lot of the guys have changed their liveries for this season. Yeah, it's they seem to have all gone for quite similar liveries as it stands. But there we have Mick Barry. He's on the back of Jordan McGlone. And this, as Chaz says, is the fight for P number 25. And they're putting one wheel on the grass, and there's a little bit of damage as well. So there's battles going on all over this circuit. As Summers takes P6 from Vecchi there in the number 113. And it's the Swift Cooper Esports guys, and they're coming up against the newly formed SimLab guys. We've got two cars off. That's Rizzo again and McDonald as well. So Rizzo, as you say, Chaz, he's having a nightmare this evening, bless him. He's it's been all 3 races now, I think he's spun out, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just going to say, actually, if while Alex is in the little theme of replays, whether we can just have a look at Martin Front there, going around the outside of, I believe, it was Lorne Murray. There's a big incident there. Those boys all get really caught up with each other. There's a lot of big hits, but Martin Front went around the outside of Lorne Murray at Sheen Curve. Lorne had to get out of it when he went to overtake Scott Malcolm. And I don't know how he managed to do it, but he somehow kept that car round the outside and on the racing line. And it just somehow made the move stick. One of the Excite cars around there, I think the pinky red roll cage is Ryan Walker in the 97 machine. So he was off at Paddock Hill Bend as well.
Who did he get by? Sorry, I'm just trying to find the replay for you.
I believe it was Lorne Murray, actually. I believe it was, anyway. Just before this. Here we go. Thank you very much, Alex. As he dips down then, you can see Lorne Murray goes down the inside of Malcolm. He gets out of it. Front just keeps it committed around the outside. And just, even though he gets wheels on the grass, he manages to control it and he gets the move done into Sterling's. It's just the commitment to get that done. And he takes his teammate with him as well, I think. But that's just really, really strong driving to just go, oh, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. You've got to try it in these races with them being sprints. And yeah, Martin Front up to 20th now as we see Luke Cooper and Max Wright side by side into Paddock Hill. Behind them is Anwar Smith and the number 3 Excite Energy Esports car. And Jordan Giddings is behind them as well. Jordan, 5 places down so far this race, but he's still 13th overall. He'll be happy with that. And he's 2nd place in AM as well. So he's having a fine, fine run tonight. But these guys battling in front of him. He's going to be hoping that they come off, Tom. He's going to want to try and get past him as soon as he can. You can see Anwar there, 22 places gained. Cherney, 28. That's a fantastic drive. There's Giddings down the inside now, actually. Here we go. And he's going to get it done, Tom. Nicely played. Oh.
Yeah, nice from him. The car gets a little bit out of shape, though, doesn't it? So, unfortunate for him. I think that was just a little bit too much throttle too early. But here we see then Michael Hall and Nick McCarran. They are fighting for P6. But they've got the Swift Cooper Esports guys in front of them as well. So all the time that they're fighting, they will be losing time to the guys in front. Of course, the guys in front are also fighting as well. So yeah, we've got 2 laps to go here. We're on lap 8 of 10. And I think it's still anyone's guess for the final podium positions, Chaz. Josh Thompson up 13 places. He's currently now in P3 with Jason Cooper in front of him. And he's up 11 places. So... yeah, if Anna McNally and Charlie Summers can get on the back of those guys, I think it could be anyone's guess for the podium here.
Yeah, it certainly can be. There's still time for it to bunch up. We've got one more lap after this one. Mr. Sutton crosses the line with a 1:37.8, and his fastest at the moment, actually 1:36.9. I don't think anyone else has broken into the 36s at all throughout the whole race. I don't think anyone... Just have a quick scan down. Only a couple of guys have done 37, so Ash is definitely providing the pace at the moment, but someone that's normally doing that is this guy, Mr. Josh Thompson, in the number 47 car. He's chasing down Jason Cooper in 2nd place at the moment. And you can tell it's Jason because he's got a very bright yellow Dayglow roll cage. I think his teammate Charlie Summers has a green one, Cherney has a black one, and Luke Cooper has a red one. Look at the run Thompson's got there, actually, Tom. He's done a fantastic job out of Graham Hill Bend, and out of Surtees. You've got to think he's going to try and get the move done here. He's got 1 lap to go, though, so you reckon you don't try it this time round and just try and get him on the last lap? Or, well, it's Josh Thompson, he's not going to give up, is he?
No, and he does try it round the outside. And these two really fighting tooth and nail now. Oh, the Swift Cooper Esports car steps out just a whisker, and Josh Thompson is still going to be right all over the back of him. But now we see Mr. Adam McNally coming through as well, and he's right on the heels of Charlie Summers. So this is a really fierce battle here, Chaz. Josh Thompson caught up in the middle of it. He's currently in as Cooper Esports Sandwich, and I can think of worse places to be than that at the moment. So they come round to start their final lap then. Ash Sutton with a 1:38 dead, bit of a slower lap than he's done before, but I don't think he needs to go as fast. We've got a back marker there. Hopefully they won't get too much in the way of this battle because we want it to continue. Josh Thompson coming into Paddock Hill now. Just the car is just sideways all the time. And we know that Josh likes a loose car as a setup, but yeah, it's really loose there. We see the Cooper Esports and the Excite car having the little play behind them, but not too much in terms of changing positions at the moment, Charles. But in terms of hard driving, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, really, really good position swapping by these guys over the course of the race. But I think McNally just lost out at Westfield last time round. You could see him in the mirror of Josh Thompson as Josh was going down the inside for the movers. You can see the very stricken car of Stelian Cheplevsky there getting out of the way as they go down the straight. But McNally lost the place, I think, after he was going to try and make a move on Josh or try and get involved. And now Charlie Summers is right in this fight. They go around the long right-hander. It's such a difficult corner, that. Honestly, in all of sim racing, I don't think I have a corner worse than that where I can't be consistent. It's so difficult because you're going up the hill, so all the grip suddenly comes to you as you turn in, and it's like, oh, this is brilliant. And then just as it starts to level out and you go over the crest, that wall just tends to get closer. Oh no! Jason Cooper's around. Adam McNally somehow misses him. But real shame for Jason Cooper. Put it away on the last lap. And Josh Thompson's going to be able to take second here unless Charlie Summers can avenge his fallen teammate. Ash Sutton's going to go on and take the win in the background, but look at this run now that Summers has got. He's gone down the inside of Thompson. I think he gave him a bit of a bump there to get him out of the way. He's on the grass. There's contact. They're side by side. We're into the line. Who's going to get it? Josh is squeezing him down to the inside. It's going to be a dead heat. And it's Summers. Charlie Summers takes it from him. It's showing us not even 1,000th of a second on here, I think. It's not even 100th, but there's your race winner, Ash Sutton. But what a finish there from Summers. I'm not sure whether Josh will have something to say about that. I think there was a little bit of contact, but can't have been too much. Oh, Jamie Ayres there taking a bit of an unconventional approach to the straight. He must have had some help in that, and that car is not behaving itself. We've seen a couple of guys in the last few days, actually, getting turned into that wall. We saw some of the videos practicing the other night. But good for Jamie there. He's finished 18th, but not really having the evening he would have planned, Tom. He's been quick in this car since day dot, and, well, as you can visually see there, it's not going too well for him.
No, and I think it might be the same as well for a couple of the other SimLab racing guys. Nick McCarron went quite well though, finished P6. It might just be in their setup. They might not have got the setup dialed in at, quite right, as Chaz said before. A lot of the guys have been complaining about understeer, and I think it's going to be about dialing that out. But I can confirm on my timing screen, at least between Charlie Summers and Josh Thompson for P2, it was not even 1,000th of a second in it on my timing screen. So yeah. What a finish to that race that was, Chaz, and I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was fantastic to watch. Really good fun. And that battle to the end as well, really real highlight of it all. I'm going to have a quick look back myself, actually, and see whether I can get hold of a shot of just how close that was, because that was pretty hairy between them lads there as they come across the line. But it was just the natural racing we see from Josh Thompson, always close as he comes across the line. And I'm sure that he'll be happy still to get a podium, and a couple of the guys will be very chuffed with the results they've got. But if you would, Tom, the results are now on screen.
Yeah, so Ashley Sutton, your well-deserved race winner for the second time this evening. A real sterling drive from him. And then Charlie Summers comes in to take P2. And the iRacing server has decided it was 2,000ths of a second between him and Josh Thompson there on that run to the line. Adam McNally, a good race from him, finished P4. Behind him, Michael Hall, who wasn't able to get McNally at the end, in P5. Nick McCarron in P6 with Dries Nice in P7. Roy Ververke in P8 with Luke Cooper in P9. Max Wright in P10. Jordan Giddins, a nice drive from him. He finished P2 behind Roy Ververke for the AM race. Jason Cooper behind him in P12. 13th, Craig Williams. Alex Cherney in P14. P15 was Anwar Smith for the Excite Energy Esports Racing Team. 16th, Martin Front. 17th was Carl Jacquelet. And 18th was Jamie Ayres. P19 was Rich Haynes. P20 was Jordan McGlone. P21 was Michael Barry for Result Clothing. Scott Malcolm in P22 with Carl Hardy behind him in P23. Pete Newman 24th. Cesare Rizzo, our unluckiest man this evening, bless him, in P25. Ryan Walker in P26 with David Ayres in P27. Joe McDonald was P28 with Michael Garcia behind him in P29. And then Alan McCain was rounding out your top 30. Behind him, we had Lorne Murray, Billy Rose, Pete Van Gaal, Lee Barmer, Rob Graham, Dave Hampson, Jeroen Ursum, Craig Jones, Jack Ashton, Steve Hefford, Stellan Chepelewski, Benjamin Meuse, Jack McIntyre, Tyler Lugo Vickery, Mikey Key, and Anthony Ainsworth rounds out your finishers there.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much, Tom. And for the third time this evening, we should have a reverse grid wheel with Mr. Alex Simpson.
No, indeed we do. Yeah, it's just a small one last time. What we're going to get this time around. Looking like it might be a full if it makes it. Oh, I'm not sure it's going to. 25th it is.
Okay, so a bit of a, not the biggest one. And I tell you what, it's another shift of luck for a driver this evening. Cesare Rizzo will take pole position alongside Pete Newman, who's also had a bit of a tough evening. Carl Hardy's going to be third, Scott Malcolm fourth, and Mick Barry will be fifth. So for the fourth and final race of the evening, we should be with you in about 10-15 minutes time on the iRacing Esports Network. And me, Tom, and Alex will call the shots from there. Do not go away. We will be straight back with you. Thanks very much. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network for the final race of the evening in the BSR MX5 Winter Series. You can see on screen right now some beautiful lighting effects as they do this final race. At what would be the end of the day, the headlights are ablaze. I'm Charles Draycott with Tom Jacobs and Alex Simpson on the cameras, and we're having a really, really good time tonight watching these guys in their first round of the championship. It's been really exciting so far, Tom, and hopefully this final race will be a great way to round off the evening.
Yeah, I think it will be. The guys will be looking to go out on a high, won't they? So, yeah, I think it's going to be some great fun. We were just saying in the ad break that how much for those guys that remember it, this lighting looks like TOCA 2. I think it was round 14 at Knock Hill or something, and it was stormy conditions. It looked brilliant. So, yeah, I think we're in for a really good race for this evening, Chaz, and let's see who can come out on top for the final time.
Yeah, we've seen two fantastic wins tonight from Ashley Sutton, and we couldn't have expected less from the 2017 British Touring Car Champion, of course, but these guys will be having a really good time racing against him as well, and you never know from races like this. You can always learn from other people around you, and that's what series like this are really good at. They help everyone sort of improve and just work together in terms of a nice sort of community that these championships bring, and we are getting comments, of course, about the lighting from ourselves, actually. But I just realised that I saw the comment and I thought, oh, I'll bring that up and agree with them, because that shot there where you can see the fade from the orange to like a purpley colour is beautiful, and then I saw it said Apex Racing TV, so you know, these things happen. But yeah, it's iRacing has done a beautiful job of these skies. Just look at that, the clouds, and even as we saw before, the sun sort of coming down the straight when the clouds don't cast shadows on it, and the fact that it affects the track as well is just brilliant. So we're just about to go onto the grid then, and we'll have to fly through this as quickly as we can. Lee Barmer takes pole position from... Oh, no, he doesn't. Cesare Rizzo takes pole position. Pete Newman is second. Carl Hardy third. Scott Malcolm fourth, with Mick Barry and Jordan McGlone on the third row. Richard Haynes is seventh. Jamie Ayres will be hoping for a better result from eighth. Carl Jacquelet is ninth. Martin Front 10th. And we'll have to fly down the rest of them because this is going to get started pretty quickly. And Alex Cherney, Craig Williams, Jason Cooper, Jordan Giddings, Max Wright, Luke Cooper, Roy Verver, Kate Dries Nice, Nick McCarron, Michael Hall, Adam McNally, Josh Thompson, Charlie Summers, Ash Sutton, Ryan Walker, David Ayres, Joe McDonald, Michael Garcia, Alan McCain, Lorne Murray, Billy Rose, Pete Van Gool, Lee Barmer, Rob Graham, Jerome Urson, Dave Hampson, Craig Jones, Jack Ashton, Steve Hefford, Stellan Shepleski, Ben Mears, Jack McIntyre, Tyler Lugo Vickery, Mikey Key, Anthony Ainsworth, and Oscar Wilde, who I'm pretty sure, well, that can't be his real name, surely. He's at number 11 at Swift Cooper Esports, and I think that's going to be Mr. Kip Stevens in disguise. As the red lights are on, the green lights are off, and they are away for the final race of the evening then. Pretty tame start, it seems, by the guys at the moment. They'll make their way down. A bit of an issue my end here, actually. I'm sorry, boys. Just had something come out. I really apologise.
I can call it. So a nice clean start from the guys, and what a fantastic shot that is. That really shows off the iRacing Esports Network as one of the, I believe that was one of the Northern Lights racing cars gets massively out of shape. We've got a big spin out there. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Anwar Beryl Smith. Ashley Sutton dropping down the leaderboard as well. So unfortunate for him. But as we were saying earlier, this really shows off iRacing's new build in this lighting. But the guys, apart from that little incident, seem to all be through quite cleanly. Pete Newman leads away from Cesar Rizzo, who's going in P2, from Scott Malcolm in P3 and Jordan McGlone in P4, Jamie Ayres in P5. So that's your top 5 at the moment. And Scott Malcolm is leading your AM race here in the Team Mad car. We've got another car off as well. Only caught a glimpse of them. Some of the cars getting a little bit of damage at the moment. Who's that? That's the number 44 car of Dries Nice. Unfortunate for him. He was going to have such a good race 3, and that's really caused a bit of a ruckus in him. But Chaz, have we got you back now?
I don't have live cameras, as it seems. I've got live timing, but I don't have cameras right now. Just trying to get it all sorted, so I will be there momentarily. It's just not playing ball at the moment, unfortunately. So technical difficulties for me, but I'll be back in just a moment. I
shall carry on then. So as we see here, guys fighting through, and this looks to be for P20. Quite a lot of damage on the Beast Racing car there for Jordan Giddings. So that might be affecting him a little bit. All the guys get bunched up into the hairpin as they come under the hill. A lot of 2 wide action, 3 wide action even. So number 5 car there gets massively out of shape. We've got a car around. That is the number 9 car of Max Wright. And another car going off in the background just disappeared. Took off like an F15 coming down the end of the straight there. And I have also lost live cameras as well, guys. So I'm not sure what's happened now.
No, well, it's over to me then, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Well, what we'll do is let me just give a quick reset. Let's see if you guys come back in. And, yeah, we'll sort this out while we're watching Front and Williams have a little battle side by side. And all of a sudden, it's the 2 NLR guys that are battling as well. All of a sudden, looking at 3 wide, doesn't happen.
I do have cameras back now, boys. So we are.
I can confirm I am back as well.
Yeah, won't be for a moment.
Well, there we go then.
There we go.
Just having a quick look now then, as they come down the straight, you can see the beautiful drop in lighting now. So by the end of this race, it's showing us a bit of a longer race on my screen. I've got it as 25 minutes, but I think that's the time limit if they don't reach that many laps in that time. You can see it's gradually going darker as the session progresses, and this is the beautiful effect that iRacing has now presented us with, and it helps out with the racing. Oh, there's one of the Northern Lights cars in the background. Really, really getting clipped hard there out of Paddock Hill Bend. Not quite sure who it was that's going down the order. I'm just trying to catch it. The name is moving that quickly down the order. I can't read it.
I'm not sure who that is either. I'm still having a few little technical difficulties.
Lorne Murray, I think maybe. Frint's also around. No, it's not. I think it was Murray.
Yeah,
he was having the problem.
I think I saw it in the Northern Lights car, but my eyesight is deceiving me there. As we look back at the lead then, Pete Newman, and I'm not even going to say the driver in second place because I tend to have put a curse on him in every single race that we've broadcast on him so far. Jamie Ayres is in third. He's going to be hoping to keep that place. He's not had the best of evenings, but look at the lighting. I mean, I know we've said it a lot tonight. You really do have to respect that. It's just absolutely awesome stuff. Nice to see the headlights on the track as well. It's just really good how it all refreshes so quickly. That's the one thing I've never been able to get over. It all affects it, and it's all information being transferred, not just from these drivers to each other, but to us as well. And it's just a hell of a sim, isn't it, really, Tom? It does all the right jobs.
Yeah, I've tried many other sims, all the others that are available on the market, and I think most people end up coming back to iRacing in one way or another, even if they're taking a break. But Craig Williams is having a sterling drive, isn't he, Chaz? He's up 6 places, up into P7, behind Scott Malcolm, and yeah, they're all having quite clean drives at the moment. We haven't seen too many incidents, although I don't know if we had any while we lost the live feed there. But yeah, Craig Williams up to P5 now, and he's going to be hunting down Michael Barry for the Result Clothing team. He's in P4. And then Jamie Ayres has got a bit of clear air either side of him now in P3. So I'm not going to mention who's in P2 either. That'd be a bit of a silly move. Bit of a silly move to play there. But the SimLab Racing guys are having a bit of a better race this time. They've got Jamie Ayres up into P3. And then, well, I say that, but then looking further down the grid, they're down in P19 and 20. So, yeah, I think it might all be set up for them here, Chaz, and they'll be looking at the next race to maybe come back a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully so. They'll be a little bit wide there. I'm not going to say his name. I think Alex is tempting fate by going on board with him as we're going through Westfield. Going up to...
I don't care.
Going up to the street curve now, chased down Pete Newman in that very pretty CQR car. There's no livery, no car, sorry, that livery doesn't look good on, really. We've done a smashing job with it. He's really catching, actually. Pete Newman's getting closer and closer into our sight. You can see the beautiful sunset in the background, beautiful trees of Brands Hatch. What a scenic shot that is as they go on to the final, around the final corner. You can just see even more and more these drivers are getting the car slightly out of shape, but consistently as well, Tom. They're carrying the momentum with the slides, and it's really working for them.
Yeah, it is. I think that's what this car is all about, is carrying that momentum that you go into the corner. As we see Cesare Rizzo, I'm going to say his name, looks a little bit of a look up the inside of Pete Newman, and he does take the lead, but Newman's going to try and get the switch back, but Cesare Rizzo shuts the door on him in the number 47 car, and that's Cesare Rizzo up into first place now, and now Newman's got it all to do. but he's got the might of Jamie Ayres behind him, and he's going to be bearing down them. As you look back now at Carl Hardy in P22, he's going up the inside of a few guys there, so a nice little battle forming between them. We've got Joe McDonald takes the position back and takes back 22nd place there. So some nice little battles forming throughout the grid, Chaz, and it's proven to provide some great racing again as the SimLab car there gets a little bit out of shape, and they're chasing down Jordan Giddings in P17, and that damage on that beast car, Chaz, doesn't seem to be affecting him too much at the moment.
Yeah, he seems to be doing all right as Jordan. There's another Jordan McGlone there, and the bright yellow machine in the middle of this pack is getting lit up by Michael Hall and Adam McNally. These liveries really do, I think, to use a phrase Alex to come out with, they really pop at night. They really do shine up and look really vibrant. It's great to see that the lights have an effect on the other cars. Oh, out of shape is Michael Hall. Does he catch it? Brilliant save. Even though he only had 2 wheels on the grass there as well, which normally upsets the car a lot, he managed to keep it safe. So great driving from Mike there, but he has lost a few places, but I'm sure he'd rather do that than crash out of the race. Look at the commitment around the outside there. Rich Haynes around the outside of Cherney. He's got 2 wheels on the grass there. That's not going to help him. Cherney holding on to 8th for now anyway. But the battle for the AMs at the moment is Mick Barry and Scott Malcolm, 5th and 7th. Mick Barry just doing his fastest lap of the race. Scott Malcolm will be happy with 2nd in the AM Championship at the moment anyway. You can see all the different lines through Paddock Hill. Some of them deciding to get a bit of gravel on the tyres to just see whether that somehow gives them more grip, but I don't think it's quite going to work. Just back to the Pro and AM situation, you can see at the top of the screen there, blue for Pro, green for AM. That then corresponds with the little strips that you can see next to their names in the timing tower on the left. When the box with their number in is green, that means that we are looking at them essentially, or on board with them. If it goes red, that means they've gone off the track or had an incident with somebody, and we can sort of identify what's going on. So if you do see somebody flying down the order with a red box, then it's pretty likely that they've gone off the circuit. But someone that's hoping not to go off the circuit this time is, I'm going to say his name, Cesare Rizzo, defending from Pete Newman for the lead with just 4 laps to go, Tom.
Yeah, he's got a big defence situation on his hands as Rizzo from Pete Newman. We know how quick the CQR boys can be, and Newman is no exception. And he's going to be hungry for that win, and he's not going to let Rizzo get away with it too easily. As we look down now for the fight for P10 between McNally, Summers, and McGlone. And yeah, Summers is having quite an eventful evening this evening, Chaz. He's finished P2 in race 2, I think it was. So yeah, it's all, there's a little bit of argy-bargy, bit of damage on some of the cars, but in terms of race leaders though, Pete Newman has taken it back from Cesare Rizzo, and yeah, this is going to be a real nice battle till the end. So here's the replay then. Cesare Rizzo coming around the last corner, and he gets the car, big sideways slide. He did so well to hold that car then. Brilliant driving craft from Cesare Rizzo there. And I think he'll be happy to slot back into P2, Chance, if it means he's not in the wall there.
I'll tell you what, anyone that's saying the MX5 is understeering can watch that back and tell me it again, because I will not listen to him after that. That was really out of shape, and he did a great job of holding it, especially around clearways as well. It's a corner that while you are turning, you go over a crest and then down a hill again, so the grip can come to you and then disappear straight away. It's a nightmare. As we see Michael Hall making his way back past Scott Malcolm now, he's going to try and gain those places back after his little off earlier. Headlights ablaze though, you can naturally see now it is going darker. Headlights becoming more and more prominent as they get through the race. It's great to see these little MX5s under lights as well. It's not something you often see on the iRacing service. We saw it towards the end of the season at Daytona last time round, but it's great to see them under lights when it's not quite pitch black as well. It makes a hell of a difference as we can hear contact. Not quite sure whether it's some of these guys in front. I think Adam McNally has been involved in a bit of contact with the guys he's chasing and battling with there. That's Charlie Summers. Ryan Walker down the inside of Scott Malcolm into Sheen Curve. Really brave manoeuvre. He's got to be careful because he's on the gravel. Into Sterling's, he's got the inside. They both turn in. Oh, Scott just goes wide. I think he just did that to avoid the contact there from Ryan. And the two Scots coming to blows there, but they've got away with it. And there's even more contact there I can hear just in front. I think McNally's having a right old ding-dong with whoever he's got around him. Oh, there's a car in the pits there. There's a car spinning inside the pit lane. I'm not sure. I think that was Tyler Lugo Vickery. I'm not quite sure how he's managed that. But he's not had the best of luck recently as Tyler with his racing, so hopefully it improves. As we look at Josh Thompson putting Alex Cherney under pressure. These two both very quick. Beautiful shot of that sunset there as they come out of Druids, but This is just very frantic stuff, Tom. These guys just haven't let off all night at all.
No, they haven't, and that's what we come to expect from this series, and this is why it's one of the best leagues on the iRacing service from British sim racers, BSR, as they're better well known. And I've got to say, I think if you want to get into iRacing, into a decent league, this is probably one of the number one ones to go for on the iRacing service. Just provides really hard action, really fast-paced racing, and as we say, we've got the Pro and Am leagues as well. So if you're not the quickest guy on the block, you can enter yourself into the Am league and then get some experience and work your way up. So yeah, I think that's why we've come to love this series, Chaz, because it always provides some of the best racing that we see on here.
Yeah, it really does. And the MX5, while you can sort of make the setup what you want it to be, we've said before, it's easy to drive, hard to master, and that's what these guys are all trying to do. As Josh really deep on the inside of Sterling's there, and on the outside, the groundsman's going to be a bit annoyed with him. Hopefully he'll be able to, well, not be able to see it because it's dark, but we'll have to leave that to them. Well, Josh chasing down Cherney at the moment, though. He's not quite got it done, but Mick Barry's going to be seeing those guys coming up behind him and thinking that he's going to be under pressure. But if you're Mick Barry, you've really got to think about the fact that Scott Malcolm is your next competitor in the AM class, and he's 14th, so you could probably let Cherney and Thompson go and still be happy with the result, as we see Jason and Luke Cooper then down the straight with Ryan Walker, nearly 3 wide into Paddock Hill Bend. Steve Hefford's in this as well. No Steve races in VR, so he's going to have a fantastic view of this. 2x2 now, as the 2 Coopers go into Druids. Ryan Walker trying to hang it around the outside here, Tom. This is getting really feisty between these guys.
Yeah, it is. I think this could, the guys need to watch themselves, because this could all end in tears, and it nearly does. And we see the Excite car, Excite energy of Ryan Walker, and they just got absolutely annihilated by Steve Hefford. They're pretty much around the outside, and now Ryan Walker falling back a little bit from these guys. So Steve Hefford pushing his way through, but now he's up against the 2 Cooper boys. But he seems to have got him on the straight. Sorry, he's taken to the outside line, and then we see Jason Cooper there just sliding in behind Steve Hefford. So he's in a Cooper sandwich, which is a nice place to be, I think. And and now they've formed a little bit of a train. But while these guys are battling, they're going to have the likes of Malcolm and Giddins, and we've got Mick Barry off onto the grass there. So Chaz's famous groundskeeper is not going to be happy with him either there.
No, I think it was a bit more evasive than I was expecting from Mick Barry. I didn't think he quite needed to get out of the way of Cherney and Thompson that much, but you never know with these boys. On to the final lap then for race leader Pete Newman. We're not seeing a lot from him, and he who shall not be named, Cesare Rizzo, in second place at the moment. And Craig Williams is actually third. It does say A. Williams on the timing, but that's because his middle initial is A, so it tends to just show like that. That's how life is. Thompson trying to get down the inside of Cherney. He's trying everything. He's just mounting these curbs everywhere, but he just can't seem to mount enough of a challenge, I suppose. Cherney's just soaking up the pressure really, really well, and he's going to hope that he can hold on to 5th place overall. Jamie Ayres having a quiet race in the number 4 car in 4th place. And funnily enough, I was hoping that he would as well, and he has gained 4 places to get there as well. So it's pretty much the stars are aligned for Jamie Ayres right now. Can't get much better other than a win for him in this case. As we carry on watching Josh and Alex, you can see he's just giving it everything, isn't he, Tom? He's just wants to not give up, and he's just going as hard as he can. A quick swap between Giddings and Malcolm for 14th and 15th, and that importantly is 2nd and 3rd in the AM class. So those boys are fighting for the honours of the last 2 spots on the podium. Jordan's had a really good run tonight, to be fair. Not that we're biased, but he has had a really good run in this race tonight. Scott's down 11 places and Jordan's up 1. Looking at the big move is Josh Thompson, I think. Actually, Jack McIntyre, 26 places gained. Same for Oscar Wilde, in inverted commas. Obviously, Mr. Kip Stevens tonight. But Cherney then, just defending enough from Thompson. I think he's going to get it done, but as we look to the front then, it's going to be Mr. Pete Newman, and Cesare Rizzo is going to finish 2nd, but Pete Newman, after what was a torrid evening earlier on, takes the win in race 4 tonight. Rizzo 2nd, Craig Williams, great podium for him. Jamie Ayres, 4 places gained, car 4 finishes 4, and oh no, we didn't want that to happen. Cherney and Thompson again involved with the Swift Cooper Esports car across the line in a close finish. Luckily, Cherney did get it stopped over the line. Sorry, get it over the line first. He certainly got it stopped, we know that much. But another frantic end to a race, Tom. It's just been very consistent tonight, and we hope to see more of this going forward as we see the last few guys crossing the line now.
Yeah, we do. And this is what this series is all about, as I said earlier. But I've got to say, Josh Thompson's like Max Verstappen on the Ferraris, isn't he? He's always seemed to be an incident with the Swift Cooper Esports guys. But I just want to give a little shout out to Steve Hefford, actually. You were saying earlier about biggest movers and shakers, Chaz. He moved up 30 places in that race, which is a real monumental effort to get there. But Pete Newman, well deserved. Your race 4 winner there for CQR, closely followed by Cesare Rizzo and Craig Williams. So yeah, a brilliant night's racing, Chaz, and I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have at home as well.
Yeah, of course, we're very happy to be broadcasting for you on the iRacing Esports Network. It's been really good to make sure that we've got all the coverage we can get for you guys, and hopefully in the best quality that we can provide as well. Alex has done a great job on the cameras as well tonight, I must say. And it's, yeah, hopefully the start of another great season for these guys, and we do aim to stay as close to the action as we can all along. And I'm sure that they're going to provide a right good laugh for us. So, your final race of the evening then. Beautiful shot of Brands Hatch there. Look at that with the sunset in the background. Awesome. Pete Newman wins the race from Cesare Rizzo, and Craig Williams rounds out your podium. As I said, Jamie Ayres, 4th place. Car 4 places gained. Couldn't get much better than that. And he's 4 seconds off the lead as well, just to add more into that. Alex Cherney is 5th. Mick Barry wins the AM class in that one. Fantastic drive from him. Charlie Summers 2nd. Sorry, no, he's not. He's 7th. Michael Hall is 8th, Steve Hefford 9th, Luke Cooper and Jason Cooper in 10th and 11th. Ryan Walker finishing 12th. Jordan Giddings and Scott Malcolm take the honours on the podium in the AM class, with Nick McCarron 15th, Jack McIntyre 16th, Dave Hampson 17th, and Jordan McGlone in 18th position. Law Murray is 19th, Ben Mears rounds out your top 20. Then it's, well, we all know it's Kip Stevens, Stelian Chepolevsky 22nd, Jeroen Ersen 23rd, Mikael Garcia 24th, Rob Graham 25th. 26th is Dries Nice or Nice, I still can't decide how to say it. Roy Viverke is 27th, Billy Rose 28th, Josh Thompson ended up 29th there. I think he might have been disqualified on the line actually there, boys. Real shame for Josh, but at the end of the day, he could have avoided the incident, I suppose. Anthony Ainsworth, 30th. Joe McDonald, 31st. Craig Jones, 32nd. Martin Front, 33rd. Adam McNally ended up finishing 34th. Real shame for Adam there, because he had a really good race 3. Carl Hardy was 35th. 36th was Rich Haynes. And then 37th, if my timing screen updates, there we go. Tyler Lugo Vickery is in 37th place. 38th is Alan McCain. Mikey Key, 39th. Carl Jackalette finishing out your top 40. Jack Ashton, Max Wright, David Ayres, Pete Van Gool, Ash Sutton, and Anwar Smith and Lee Barmer round out the rest of the field. And that was one of the probably one of the most frantic races I've seen from these boys there, Tom. It was really good racing all the way through, and a nice scrap to the end, which is what we always like.
Yeah, it was, and I think we had that all evening, didn't we? So it's just been some brilliant action this evening, and that's why we, as I say before, that's why we love this series, and it's why Chaz and I choose to commentate on it almost every week that we can, and it's always one that I look forward to throughout the week, as I'm sure you do as well, Chaz.
Oh yeah, definitely. Tuesday nights for me are, if anyone wants me to do anything on Tuesday night now, no. You're not getting any of my attention, because I'm going to put it all into this, because it's great to watch these guys, and to be able to commentate on it, as you say, as well, is a real good opportunity. And obviously, thank you to iRacing for getting us on the Esports Network, and thank you for Alex for getting me and Tom in to do this as well. We are still enjoying this to this day, and we hope that you're not sick of listening to our voices at home by now. We should have, as well, some interviews queued in just a moment. Just have a quick look. We do have one person waiting for an interview. We'll bring him in now, and it's Mr. Ryan Walker. Ryan, welcome to the booth. We saw you get involved in quite a lot of feisty battles tonight. How did you feel like it went overall?
Hi guys, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that this evening. I was involved in a battle in every race, and yeah, it was good fun. Good way to kick off the season, and yeah, reasonably happy with how well this evening went.
And is everyone at Excite happy as well? Obviously, new team, new sponsor. I'm sure you were all trying to impress, but you feel like it went well for them?
Yeah, I think it went well for them. I mean, a couple of the guys had some bad luck in race 4, but yeah, I guess with BSR and a series like this, and with it being so close, there's always bound to be incidents from most of the time. But yeah, overall, I think most of the guys are happy with the results, and it's a good way to kick off the season under a new team and a new team name, and yeah, hopefully we can impress the sponsors as the season goes on, and yeah, I have to say the livery looks quite nice. I'll say it again, if I say so myself.
Yeah, it is a very, very striking livery, very bold, and you can see it apart from other cars on track, which is obviously one of the most important aspects that you get from it. We've seen a lot of your guys get bumped and barged around tonight, but in total, really, the racing was probably cleaner than we've seen before. Actually, it was yeah, it was just a lot nicer. I think there was a bit more respect with it being the beginning of the season. What do you reckon?
Yeah, from my point of view, or from where I was, I thought the racing was it was a lot cleaner than it has been before. And yeah, there was still some bumping and rubbing from time to time, but yeah, around the track such as Brands Hatch, with it being so tight, I guess it's kind of expected, and you've got to expect that. And yeah, if I know that some people are frustrated or getting frustrated, but there's still a long way to go in the season, and I think, as I said to the guys in the team, don't throw in the towel, just keep at it, and yeah, the results will come.
And hopefully they will continue to come for you over the course of the season, mate. It was good to speak to you as always. And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Just a thanks to the guys from the team. Also, yeah, cheers to Adam McNally, who done a great job getting the sponsor on board, and yeah, a good job in the paint job as well, and also the rest of the guys in the team for helping out in the Mazda as always. I'm having to adapt to it since the update, but it's not taking me to as long as it did before, so what's as a plus. So yeah, thanks to the guys in the team, and also you guys at Apex for putting on the broadcast and doing a great job as always.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Well, we will hopefully see you succeeding at the next round as well, and we'll try and speak to you then as well.
Right. Thanks, Chaz.
No worries. Ryan Walker there, of course, one of our fellow commentators as well over on Apex Racing TV.
If you don't try,
oh, well, here is there's someone else very eager to have a chat with us. Is Mr. Jordan Giddings, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of new teammate Tom Jacobs.
Hello, Jordan. Hope you had a good evening's racing, mate. How did that go for you? We saw you having some quite fierce battles out there in the AM Championship. So, how did you feel after that one?
Really positive after that meeting. That was great fun, because we've all got caught up in a bit of the hype and the negativity of what's going to happen with this car and the model and stuff. But mate, it still makes good racing. And at the end of the day, this Mazda's absolutely minting it. So, and everyone I raced was pretty fair, I think. So I didn't really see anything that was too untoward, which is always nice, and a few clips here and there, but nothing dangerous. And everyone I raced with, including the AMs, was respectful, but battled hard. So really enjoyable, mate. And I think that's the first time I've finished 4 races on a night. So I'm well chuffed, because I've just looked at the standings. So I'm P6 in the overall and top AM after the night. So got to be happy.
Happy days, mate. Yeah, really good racing from you there. We've seen a lot of guys on the forums and within like Facebook groups and stuff moaning about understeer in the car now. Have you noticed that yourself with the setup changes? We noticed that the SimLab Racing guys weren't as quick tonight, so we're just wondering, do you think that's down to setup, or is it just that they haven't had the best start yet?
No, I definitely think you're right in saying that some guys who have worked so hard on getting a perfect setup for that last build, should we say, of whatever you would call them, but they really dialed that in. So they've been racing that for so long and for so hard and so quick that all of a sudden you evolve the car and you take it away from them. But they've had to go back a couple of steps, haven't they? And it just levels it out a bit. So it come the end of the season, you know they'll be up there. They'll be at the top, up with Swift Cooper and Jason and Luke and all of that lads. So, and they'll find the way. And the car definitely, is a lot more understeery. You have to totally change the setup of the car, how you want to drive it. I'm not giving too much away, obviously, because you don't too much, but there's a lot to change and there's a lot to get your head around. Whereas I'm at a touch of advantages because it's only my second full season, so start of that. So you have to start a bit more level, mate.
Happy days. Well, we noticed you've had some really great racing this evening, and but we did notice just in race 4 there. I just wanted a little thing I wanted to ask you about. You had quite a lot of front end damage. We didn't actually catch what caused that. What happened there?
Anwar got spun down in Graham Hill Bend. So he was in the middle of the track and I had nowhere to go. So I just caught his front end and obviously lucky I got out of it really. I think it did ruin Anwar's race. So apologies to that, know where I could have gone. But yeah, so I was racing a car then with damage and it was good fun. Yeah, great fun.
Happy days. Well, just before you let you go, Jordan, is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, obviously I'd like to give a shout out to you two guys, Chaz and Tom, for helping me progress my career. So I've been now racing under Beast Racing that you can see. So Beast Racing is a brilliant outfit and it's an honour to be driving for such a prestige brand and such a good looking car. So I really appreciate all the help from you guys and Beast Racing and Long Live Fuss Vector and yeah, just everybody else, mate. It's absolutely mint, and I would like to give a shout out to the Events House who work with V Racing because they're the reason I'm in this, and they've provided all my gear. So as always, thank you guys, and Tim Jolly, if you're listening, get better soon, mate.
Brilliant stuff, Jordan Giddins there. I think you finished a few podiums with in the AM series there. So well done, Jordan, and we hope to see you next time round.
Thank you guys, top job, keep it up.
Jordan Giddings there, ever the gentleman. Absolutely loving the commitment that he's got to this racing now. He's been pushing everything he can, and I mean, Tom and I have been working with him quite closely recently and know that he's really been putting all the effort in, and it's good to see it paying off for him. What we will make the final interview of the evening. He's always happy for an interview. It's Josh Thompson. Josh, how are we?
Could be better.
we saw that you had quite an eventful night coming over the line with Swift Cooper cars tonight. Obviously, a couple of thousand separating you and Jason in the third race, and then a bit of an incident with Alex at the last one. It seemed like it was just getting a little bit too feisty at the end. But overall, how did you feel like your evening went?
Well, overall, I would have been top if I finished where I was, which I'd have been pretty chuffed with that. Say I jumped in with like an hour to go. I could have done a bit better in a few areas. So like race 4, I picked a bit of damage up at the start with Max right spinning. I just had nowhere to go. So a few little aspects, a few moves I tried, but it just didn't really work and just cost me time, which dropped me maybe a place or two at the end of the race run. So, but no, overall, besides the stupid netcode, I'm sorry to say it, I'm not supposed to say it on the Esports Network, but yeah, besides that, fantastic evening overall, really.
Well, it sets us up for a good season. I mean, we've all had exciting racing to begin with, obviously, and hopefully it continues. Obviously, not running with a full team though. Do you feel like that hinders you in any way, or do you sort of, are you happier being a sort of, not so much a one-man band, so to speak, but you know what I mean, in terms of being a bit more independent on the track? Do you reckon that gives you a bit more freedom to succeed, or does it hold you back?
I'm actually with CQR. Like, I didn't know they were doing it, and I put my entry in last minute.
Yeah.
And obviously, I didn't put, obviously on my auto thing, I had it as under Movano from last season. But obviously, I was working with CQR tonight, so I was like qualifying stuff, flying the race, and we worked together quite well. So I did have support, but obviously I've learned from previous seasons, working on your own, it just doesn't happen. Especially like when you're in groups where it's 2 of you against 2 or 3 of the same team, it's nearly impossible because you can't pick what they're doing. You have to think like 5 steps ahead. And this series, you just physically can't do that with how much chaos and how aware you've got to be with like 3 wides and crashes here and there.
Yeah, it's very frantic out on track, and I mean it's great to watch, but I can imagine from the cockpit it's quite a stressful place to be. Obviously, we wish you all the best for the next one, Josh, and hopefully the results come to you as well, and that you get to the top of the standings by the end of that one. Is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to this evening before you go?
Yeah, so first off, you guys as always, because the broadcasting was fantastic. Great to see on the Esports Network again. Crossmaster Movano, just for the support and just watching the stream. And obviously everyone at CQR who ran tonight, who did a great job overall for the team.
Cracking stuff. Well, good to speak to you as always, Josh, and we wish you all the best for next week.
Cheers, guys.
Josh Thompson there. Always, he's a feisty racer, isn't he, Tom? He never gives up, and he always likes to try and get everything he can out of the car in every race.
He does, yeah, and he's always the same. He's the young whippersnapper, isn't he, of any series, even from his real life karting days and stuff. But he's a well-respected driver on the British circuit and the British series that he attends. He's just, sometimes I think it just comes with age, as we saw with Max Verstappen in F1. Sometimes he can get a little bit feisty, but it is incredibly quick, and there's a lot to learn from him. I think if you're following him, and as me and you both have, there's a lot that you can learn from Josh. So I wish him all the best of luck in the rest of the season.
Awesome stuff. And any final thoughts from you, Alex, as well? Seen a really, really strong meeting tonight, I think, for this championship, and it sets us up well looking forward to the rest of the season, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Great start to the Winter Series. We've still obviously got the. Well, I think it becomes round like the first part of the 2019 championship as well. So not only have we got this 12 weeks, but of course we've got a whole year-long series ahead of us. So not only does it just set us up for the Winter Series, but it sets us up perfectly for that 2019 adventure that we're going to have with the guys.
Certainly will, and it's been a pleasure as always to broadcast with you guys and for everyone on the iRacing Esports Network. And hopefully we will have just as much of a fun time next week. So thank you very much for joining us, Tom, Alex. It's been a pleasure as always, and we will see you all next time. Have a good evening.